On today's episode, let's talk about how the 2022 technical regulations has affected Mercedes this season, the bad, then the good, which has caused massive performance swings from track to track. So, let's get going. 2022 F1 season has had a major overhaul of technical regulations with the introduction of ground effect aerodynamics. The concept of ground effect involves in the floor of the car generating downforce. The concept of Venturi tunnels will be acquired in the new floors to optimize this phenomenon with maximum efficiency. Venturi is a small duct which is able to pull the airflow faster than streamlining effect. The 2022 F1 cars use larger Venturi tunnels in the floors of the car to generate downforce at the corners. This change was introduced to cars to improve the ability to follow each other for longer and to make overtaking more feasible. With these 2022 technical regulations, it was expected to see more competitiveness within the grid. The dominance of Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton kept them miles ahead of the competition during the turbo hybrid era, winning championship after championship. But the Mercedes W13 couldn't continue the glory run of dominance due to the combination of aerodynamic drag and porpoising, which resulted in Mercedes being the third fastest car on the grid. At the season start, Mercedes were more than a second off the pace of the front runners. But as the season has progressed, the team has been able to cure the porpoising effect of the car, but they still find about a minimum of a tenth and maximum of 3/10 behind the front runners. The W13 has shown glimpse of performance and is showing massive performance swings for small changes in setup and changes in track characteristics. This was evident as George Russell claimed pole at the Hungarian Grand Prix but was a second off the pace at Spa. Mercedes has worked its way up this season, and it is safe to say that Mercedes is the team that has made huge strides in development of the current season's car, with the budget cap and position. The team has been able to bring the porpoising effect under control, but has not been able to unlock performance with relation to aerodynamics. Former Mercedes driver Nico Rosberg told, "They have the same downforce in the corners as a Ferrari or Red Bull, but so much more drag than them going in the straights. And that's costing them so much lap time when you go to a track like Monza. So I don't think Mercedes are going to be in the hunt for win there at the Italian Grand Prix weekend." Meanwhile, Mercedes team principal, Toto Wolff, has mentioned about the deficit of pace relating to aerodynamic drag. "I mean, we have a barn door of a car with too much drag and with downforce where we really don't need it," said Toto Wolff. Mercedes team is suggesting that the car is not performing at its peak due to aerodynamic problems associated with the car's rear. The team has pointed out two possible reasons too as where the car is prone in aerodynamic efficiency. The first reason is the W13's floor compiled with its ride height. As mentioned before, the new floors are responsible to direct airflow effectively to generate needed downforce, mostly in corners. But instead, the floor of the W13 was causing the bouncing effect on the car due to two problems. Problem number one being inefficient airflow on the rear of the car underfloor, and second problem being the rear ride height. These two mentioned problems have resulted in the car bottoming more, causing the bouncing effect. This has been tamed by use of revised floor side edge profiles, floor Venturi upgrades and ride height trays. The second reason is the narrow side pods design. When considering airflow around a moving body, more smooth and less obstructed the airflow is, better aerodynamic efficiency can be obtained by the moving body. But, in the case of the W13, this has been incorrect, and it's due to the components at the rear of the car, such as the rear wing. When considering the RB18 and the F175, they utilize the side pods to direct some of the airflow away from the rear wing. But due to the zero pods design of the W13, there is more than expected airflow flowing through the rear wing and rear components of the body of the car, leading to more drag acting on the rear of the car. This has been the topmost reason for the lack of straight line speed of Mercedes. The W13 is not all about negatives. It has one good thing which its rivals are not able to certainly match. This factor is tire degradation. The W13 has been very kind on its tires than its rivals, Ferrari and Red Bull. The tires on the W13 are able to last longer due to the reason being the airflow around the tires. More the airflow around the tires are, more the drag is, but due to more airflow around the tires than of its rivals, the tires of the W13 do not get overheated as often as of the rest of the cars on the grid do. This is both an advantage and disadvantage, but due to this allowing Mercedes to play a race more strategically, this is considered as an advantage of the W13. There you have it. The good and the bad of the W13. What do you guys think? Will Mercedes be able to get a balance over its good and bad to give its drivers a competitive car for the remaining 6 races? And will these issues be cleared on the 2023 F1 car? Let us know in the comments section below.